Hi, I'm James Ganiere, and like me, your time is valuable. So thank you for being present, and I promise you, in exchange, in the next 15 minutes, will be both illuminating and life-changing. So, like most entrepreneurs, you end up gathering a lot of experience. And when you really love learning, you end up finding some of your favorite things. And along the way, I found that empire building was one of my favorites. I think that had something to do with Legos. So, a while back, I brought US Bank to California. And I bring this up because I had my securities license. I was trading stocks, bonds, and other financial instruments. And we had clients that were institutional clients, like Clark County, Nevada, where Las Vegas is. And we live in a world today with more currencies than ever before, whether it be the US dollar or the euro, the pound sterling, the yen, the ruble, and then more recently, we have cryptocurrencies and tokens, whether it be Bitcoin or Ethereum. So then I pose to you, what is the most valuable currency in the world? Time. Time is the most valuable currency in the world. It can neither be created nor destroyed. It can neither be hoarded nor purchased back. Once we spend a minute, you can never get that minute back. Now, you can buy other people's minutes, and when you buy those, that's how corporations grow and scale. And some of us might think that that might be a bad thing. But I'd say I would agree if that's all you're getting in return. What do I mean by that? Well, at my core, I'm a fixer, a problem solver. I love efficiency. There's something so innately beautiful about something that is ultra efficient. And we should do that with our time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. There's around 8 billion people in the world. And we all have the same 1,440 minutes. Now, in a lifespan of 80 years, that comes out roughly to 42 million minutes. Now, you might think that you've won the lotto, but remember the axiom, a fool and their money are soon parted. This is true with most lotto winners. So, how do you spend your time? And what are you getting in return for it? Now, typically, we spend a third of our time on sleep. And in return, we get health, energy, regeneration of our cells, focus. But then there's work. We usually use, or most of us use, third or more of our time in trading time for money. But is that all that you're getting for your time? Now, I believe that with our time, that we can maximize it and get a lot more for that. And the things that we should be acquiring are assets and currencies with our time beyond the financial gain. And what are those? We're acquiring knowledge, skills, reputation, goodwill, relationships, and other things. How do we get this return? You have to be present in the moment. How many times have you been somewhere and not been present in the moment? When you're present in the moment, you're able to soak in everything. Now, there's some people who tend to believe that they're underpaid. And while they're underpaid, They do the bare minimum to get by, to keep from being fired. They are neither focused or present in their job. And as such, they are robbing themselves or cheating themselves out of all of these benefits. Now, how and what we spend our time on determines who we are and alters the future. Yes, we alter the future. We change and make our future. And around that. Now, what we focus on grows. Now, when I started at HP and headed up the worldwide database team, I asked them, how come you didn't hire me a year ago? The interviews went so well. And they're like, you were too expensive. And I was taken back. I was like, whoa, wait. Because I was thinking the exact opposite. I was thinking, wow, this is a great deal for them. It took a while, but then they agreed with me. Now, after starting, I soon discovered that they had had 16 leads in that year period. 6. That's like one every 2 months. They'd gone through 16 leads. And I soon found out why. The team was completely dysfunctional and not united in any way, shape, or form. In fact, in the global meetings, they were the scapegoat of every problem. Now, I went into that completely focused, present, in the moment. Within 1 month, my team was invincible, totally united. We had blown through 12 months of milestones in that month and saved them $34 million. Now, did I just receive financial compensation for that? Oh, you better believe I got a lot more than that. I got experience, and I got a reputation, and so much more than that, because I was present. I was focused. Now, if I had just done the minimum, that would have diminished everything. Now, what do you spend your time on? What kind of return are you getting? So I want to focus a little bit more on attention. So, we have over $1 trillion that are spent every year vying for our attention. I have a colleague that has spent over $1 billion on Facebook, and he has no intentions of ever stopping. What about your phone? Who here has actually played a game on your phone? I'm guilty of that. So I played the games on my phone, and of course those are ad-driven, and I just want you to know that mobile games account for more than 50% of all gaming, whether it be on any platform, and that gaming in itself dwarfs the film industry. A Super Bowl ad, just that spot, 30 seconds, is over $5 million. And that doesn't even count the cost of actually creating the ad. That's just to run the ad. So, corporations know the most valuable thing of you is your time and your focus or attention in that time. And they're willing to pay for it. So, know what you're spending your time on. And know what you're getting in return. And what you've purchased. Never, ever waste your time again. Now, the next thing is, we can focus all our time on one thing or another, but without balance, you're going to end up running into some trouble. An imbalance in your time and what you focus on, the longer you have that imbalance, the greater the symptoms and the damaging effect that it'll have on your relationships and your life. Now, we all have time when we have to devote more, or periods where we need to devote more on a given subject or another. But as soon as we're able to, we need to bring that back into alignment. If we don't bring that into alignment, it will progressively get worse. Now, what is the most valuable thing that you can purchase with your most valuable currency? Relationships. Relationships can only be purchased with time. Now, you can try and buy somebody else's relationships, but that relationship was originally purchased with time. And in order to transfer it over to you, you will have to spend your own time. Relationships can only be purchased with time. Now, we do business with people we have relationships with. It's human nature to do business with people that you know. Whether it's business to business, consumer to business, whether it be hiring, promoting. Now, my 16-year-old daughter, Brianna, she was accepted into a program at Warner Brothers. It's called Girls Who Code. They only accept 20 girls to this thing. And she spent the entire summer there. 8 hours a day, 7 weeks, she was there. And then at graduation, the folks at Warner Brothers said, if you ever see a job posting for an internship that you're interested in, let us know. You will go to the top of the list, above everybody else. The relationship that they built over that 7 weeks was preferred over any other applicant. Now, when we don't have a relationship and we're going to actually purchase something or do business with someone, what's the first thing we do? We seek out somebody else who's had a relationship with them. So we seek out our friends, or if we don't have any friends that have done anything with them, we start looking for reviews that we know and trust, whether it be Amazon or Yelp or some other service on there. Now, when I graduated from USC Film School, they said the recipe for success. The recipe for success is 50% of who you know, which is relationships, and 50% of can you do the work? And that's what we taught you. And although that sounded true, it seemed to be faulty like some other sayings that I've heard. And after I broke it down, I realized that it's 60% of who you know, or actually better to say 60% of relationships, because if you know someone but they don't know you, that's not much of a relationship, is it? And then 20% can you do the work? And then 20% are you easy to work with? Which once again is back to relationships. It's how fast you can develop functional relationships is are you easy to work with? Now, that can skew higher or lower depending upon your given industry, but it works pretty much anywhere that I've tested this. Now, I want to talk a little bit about family. My family is the most important thing to me in the world. Now, there's a family you're born with, and there's a family that you make. And you need to make it a priority. If you make your family a priority, it will pay back dividends for your entire life. It is the greatest investment that you can pay. Now, the fruits of this is I have 3 teenage daughters and 1 10-year-old son, and they rather spend time with us as a family than with their friends. If that doesn't say it, I don't know what else I can tell you. Now, the return on investment will be far greater than anywhere else you spend your time. Now, if you don't have a family, you can adopt one. There are 600,000 kids in the foster care system in the U.S. at any given time, and if they don't find a family by the time they are 19, 50% will end up in jail. Now, divorce is typically a sign, a symptom, or side effect of an anemic relationship. Now, personal life is always connected to your performance at work, and work is always connected to your personal life. You can't compartmentalize those away. They will always affect each other. Now, I received clarity as I have progressed through life, but one of the things that was most important to me was I'd gone through some things where death had almost happened, and I realized that time is the most precious and valuable thing, and to develop techniques to actually get through and maximize my time. Now, relationships are everything. My spouse and my children come first, as they should, and always be present. And splitting my time and attention is damaging not only to myself, but the relationships I spent time developing on. Now, thank you for spending your most valuable currency on me. It was an honor spending mine with you. I'm James Ganiere. You can alter the future by the way you spend your time. Thank you.